Donald Trump said he had a big announcement going to the Middle East next week. I thought, well, maybe they're going to announce some sort of peace deal. No, the big announcement is that he personally is going to be receiving a gift from an Arab country, from Qatar, of a $400 million jumbo jet. That's 13 years old, but totally redone, I guess, to Donald Trump standards. He's going to take it. He's going to use it as Air Force One instead of Air Force One for the remainder of his duration. And then, according to reporting, he's going to take it with him and bring it to the presidential library. If you think that's a violation of the Constitution when it comes to the Emoluments Clause, meaning you can't use your office to accept gifts which are seen as bribes from foreign dignitaries and governments while you're president, you'd be right. And if you don't think that that Donald Trump accepting this gift, this bribe, from the Qatari royal family of a 747-8 jumbo jet worth $400 million that he's not even going to leave behind for the American people, when he leaves, he's going to take it with him along with anything else that's not nailed down. If you don't think that's going to lead to a lawsuit and a federal judge and ultimately the Supreme Court having to rule on the Emoluments Clause, then I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. In the meantime, I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF. Let's get into this luxury gift. We saw this kind of teasing by Donald Trump. Big announcement, Middle East, going to Middle East. I'm doing a 3-day tour of the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. I didn't think he was going to publicly in broad daylight accept a bribe. But according to ABC sources, Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi and his top White House lawyer David Warrington have already concluded that he can legally accept this luxury gift and then transfer it over to his presidential library. Now, if I were Donald Trump, I would not be relying on the thought process and the legal acumen of one Pam Bondi. Have you seen her be the defense lawyer for Donald Trump at the impeachment? One of the impeachment lawyers? She could barely read from a binder. Have you seen her in press conferences? She can barely put 2 sentences together. Donald Trump spent an inordinate amount of time critiquing the word salad of Kamala Harris. That's the only salad that Pam Bondi apparently understands. And her legal analysis, there is no Cracker Jack, top-notch legal talent left in the Department of Justice. It's all sycophants and bootlickers. You're on Legal AF because you're not forming a community here. Speak truth to each other. Apparently, the analysis was prepared for the Department of Defense about a gifted plane, and somehow they figured out how to reverse engineer it and that it wouldn't be bribery. Bondi read the statute, apparently, according to sources. And this also indicates that nobody gives a crap about Pam Bondi threatening to go after leaks. This is the leakiest administration, which is usually the first sign that people internally are rebelling against the Trump administration. I already did a hot take about there is reporting of people inside, like a hostage crisis, like the Stockholm Syndrome, who are reporting they want to get out. They see the blatant criminality of Donald Trump, but they don't know where to go or who to turn to. So apparently the leaks now that Bondi's going to now threaten to prosecute is that she has read the situation as the plane being given to the U.S. Air Force and then Trump's presidential library, rather than to Trump himself, somehow solves the emolument violation problem. I don't see it. Jamie Raskin just posted on X, Trump must seek Congress's consent to take this. He said $300 million. It's $400 million, Jamie, from Qatar. The Constitution is perfectly clear, Raskin continues. No present of any kind whatever from a foreign state without congressional permission. A gift you use for 4 years and then deposit in your library is still a gift and a grift, Jamie Raskin said. Democratic pollster Matt McDermott, he said in a posting, literally speechless. a foreign regime gifting a jet to a former president. It's bribery in broad daylight. Because remember, it's being dangled. He's currently a president, but the gift happens after he's president. Today, Qatar gifts Trump a luxury jet. Surely just a coincidence. The link there is between Qatar and Donald Trump related to his golf courses. In his golf courses, the Trump organization run by his kids, the double Fredos, Eric and Don Jr. I never saw a crime family that had two Fredos. They announced just days earlier that they had a $5.5 billion golf course deal. Where? In Qatar. And Qatar's response, a $400 million gift to Donald Trump. We're not supposed to connect the dots. It's not even to connect the dots. It's connect a dot. Air Force One is an Air Force plane. That is true. Marine One is a Marine helicopter. I get that. A military aircraft. It's not intended to be a palace in the sky because we don't have a king. Maggie Haberman, she wrote that the plane in question, this is Maggie Haberman, who's very good at scoops. She wrote that it's likely the most expensive gift from a foreign government in U.S. history and raised questions from legal experts. That's putting it mildly, Maggie. This is a grift in plain sight. If Trump continued using it out of office, it would give him access, she wrote, to a much more modern plane than Trump Force One, which was, the thing he flies around in that he loves, which is a Boeing 757 built in 1991. This is a much younger plane worth $400 million. What's going to happen next? Public interest groups, attorneys generals, American Civil Liberties Union, and others, and we're going to keep an eye and a close eye on it, are going to file a lawsuit on the Emoluments Clause. Donald Trump has been flirting with disaster related to the Emoluments Clause for a long, long time. And now his business interests in Qatar with a $5.5 billion golf course, he didn't even wait 72 hours for the Qataris to announce the gift, the bribe. You do a deal with us and give us a $5.5 billion golf course. We'll give you a $400 million plane to your Air Force, which you'll get to use afterwards with the presidential library. And the American people will be none the wiser. That was the great big announcement. Not peace in the Middle East. Not the resolution of the Hamas-Israeli crisis. Not the resolution of Russia and Ukraine. You took a plane as a bribe? We'll follow it. I assure you this is a violation of the Emoluments Clause. I assure you a federal judge or 10 are going to find that. And I assure you it's going to be before the United States Supreme Court, if not over the summer, likely in the new term that starts the first Monday in October. And we'll follow it all right here on Legal AF. Do me a favor, now that I'm annoyed by this story. Not by you. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button. Help us continue to grow this channel. We're trying to get to 700,000 before May is over. With your help, we will. We also have the Legal AF podcast and Legal AF, the Substack, where you can only get unique content like no other at the intersection of law and politics. I'm Michael Popok, slightly peeved on this Mother's Day, but reporting on Legal AF. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.